I was being manipulated and they're not following through with their original agreement.
Manipulated by whom?
She broke these laws.
She being whom? Ma'am, I'm going to have to stop you because I'm not clear what you're talking about.
Well, I think that there's
I'm as lost as you are with this, Judge. Ms. Malik has called my office and left over 120 voicemails. She's made threats against my bar license. She's made threats against my family. She's made threats against my office staff.
Why am I?
Ma'am, you have interrupted me numerous times.
I'm sorry.
That needs to stop.
Could you please, a little courtesy where this is concerned, please?
You've not granted me any courtesy in terms of your talking. Why should I grant you any?
I feel
This court hearing was absolutely wild. A Karen storms in like she owns the place and refuses to be quiet. Even after Judge Simpson warns her multiple times, she keeps talking, arguing, and acting like it's some online fight until the judge finally has enough and kicks her out. And all this drama started because she's a squatter who won't move out. Let me know if you think Judge Simpson was being too soft. Personally, I would have thrown her out in minutes. Let's watch her get schooled in court.
I can receive from you today, sir. I have been in a very horrible assaultive position.
Okay,
Since I left your...
Hold on a second.
Okay.
State your name for the record.
Danette Malik.
Okay, go ahead, Ms. Malik.
Well, I entered your courtroom honorably last year at this time. I came in as a plaintiff.
Okay.
And when I swore in, I gave some information about one company, Akram Rashid, merging with a new owner. At that time, I, the customer, was not given the respect, nor any other tenant in my building, underneath the laws to meet this person as a consumer. It is of complete responsibility for a new company to acquire the permission of the tenant where money is concerned to enter a good consumer relationship. This did not happen. Time proceeded and this maintenance company decided to enter person's property with no permission, started to manipulate them, stealing possessions, stealing automobiles.
Hey, ma'am, can I ask you something?
Sure.
Is this your motion to set aside the judgment?
Well, I did set it aside, and we met that agreement. An attorney named Kevin Callahan sat in a court with me as a plaintiff. According to the law, there are no attorneys allowed. So I tried to motion in at the end of August because I recognized...
Hold on, no attorneys allowed where?
When I first met with you, Your Honor, I went into a small claims, and I was underneath the impression through the courses of the law that there were no attorneys allowed in a small claim. So something kind of got jangled up. I presented charges.
Ma'am, hold on. Okay, because I want to make sure that I've got everything in front of me. Was there a small claims case?
Yes, and at that time, we made an agreement.
Go ahead.
That after August, which was Akram Rashid's current lease, that there were not supposed to be any changes to, yet that wasn't the case. I would be on a month to month. I raised my right hand. Kevin Callahan, yourself, and I made that agreement. He swore to me, my mother, which then reported it to my banks. I reported it to my private attorneys in New York City that managed my work. And I contacted the courts. I talked to him verbally over the phone from his office in St. Clair Shores. And he stated to me that I swear, you're going to receive that sheet of paper. I waited, and I waited, and I waited. Spring and summer came to fruition, and I called the courts. It's getting, later in the year. Where's the sheet of paper? It was as easy as that. There was no failure of me to make the payment. I still have the finances set aside. I feel like they are trying to retaliate against
Living there without paying rent, treating her month-to-month lease like a subscription service. She's loud, anxious, and thinks she's the boss. Some people never really grow up, they just keep thinking like toddlers. Right now, she's a mix between a yappy little dog and a fancy show poodle with an attitude. Big shout out to the lawyer who has to deal with her nonsense. He's just trying to survive. Quick legal note: retaliation only matters if it's a protected action, not when you're just being a nightmare tenant.
between the Michigan State Police that were called on numerous occasions by other
Ma'am, I'm going to have to stop you because I'm not clear what you're talking.
Well, I think that there's a position here where there's charges that he wanted to dismiss, but because he did not fulfill the obligation that he promised me, by August, I was being manipulated and they're not following through with their original
Manipulated
agreement.
by whom?
I, yourself, and Callahan last January coming into February. We sat in the Zoom conference. I presented the paperwork that was unorthodox. of
Judge, if I
one
may,
owner
I
and
have
another
information
owner.
on this. I can.
And this change of ownership will not affect your lease agreement. She put unless otherwise indicated in your current signed lease. Well, unless otherwise means I can't do what I'm claiming I'm going to do. She broke these laws.
She being whom?
EJ, Elizabeth Jefferson, who claimed to be a property manager that no one had ever met. There is no legible address. The Attorney General states that she's not a registered or licensed person. The federal offices told me not to be in business with them.
Ma'am?
Yep.
I'm going to tell you right now, you've lost me.
Well, from the very beginning, I presented, the first time I came in to see you, I presented both pieces of paper.
Ma'am, stop for a moment.
Okay.
I had them pull a small claims case involving yourself against Bell Management.
Yeah, they did things that were illegal. Fair housing.
Ma'am, that was over a year ago. I would like to say I absolutely remember that,
Yeah.
but I don't.
I'm in dismay myself, sir, because I made that agreement with you. I clearly don't allow a judge or myself to be taken advantage of by an attorney's office.
Well, I don't know that I've been taken advantage of.
I believe I have been.
Okay.
I would not enter your courts to present this witness information as
Ma'am, stop for one moment. Let me hear, I've heard from you for a while. Let me hear from the other side.
Okay.
Mr. Callahan.
Thank you, Judge. Kevin Callahan, P78273, representing Bell Asset Management. The matter that Ms. Malik is speaking of was a previous matter, a small claims matter that was filed against my client in conjunction with a non-payment of rent matter that we filed against Ms. Malik. Those matters have been decided. Those matters are closed. It has no bearing on this matter whatsoever. This current case, Ms. Malik even admitted she's on a month-to-month tenancy. We provided a 30-day notice to Ms. Malik. She never showed up to court, so a default judgment was entered back in October against Ms. Malik. We subsequently filed a writ of eviction. That writ was signed by Your Honor, and now we get this motion to set aside that default 2 months after the default was entered, alleging that no attorney present and it was against her rights. And I'm as lost as you are with this, Judge. There's no basis to set this judgment aside. Ms. Malik is a month-to-month tenant. She has to vacate the property. However, I will say for the record, because I'm not going to let my reputation possibly be besmirched on the record here of doing anything illegal or improper, Ms. Malik has called my office and left over 120 voicemails accusing me of crimes under the federal law that don't exist. Made threats against me, my family. Ms. Malik, I allowed you to speak. Please allow me to speak.
Now the lawyer tries to defend her, claiming she's perfect and has never done anything wrong. But in reality, she's harassing staff, threatening people, and refusing to leave. Pretty clear she's lying. Lawyers and landlords have a hard time with squatters who abuse tenant laws. They drag things out, file unnecessary papers, and act like victims. In some states, eviction can take months. They're like loud, entitled snails protected by old laws. Karen keeps insisting she didn't threaten anyone. She just wanted confirmation of a month-to-month lease. She says she was ready to pay, but kept confusing everyone by interrupting and changing her story. Judge Simpson explains clearly, the eviction order is legal and she has to leave. Even offering money now doesn't change that. The judge gives her a short extension. She must move out by January 16th. The escrow money will be returned to her in 15 days. This meltdown shows what happens when entitlement meets real consequences. Judge Simpson stays calm and firm, handling the chaos better than most would. Comment below, was he too nice, or did he handle it just right?